Yeah, don't you hate it when teachers call on you on like the worst possible times? You know, like when you're just randomly talking and not paying any attention. I'll call you back, Elliot. Hello?
What is the square root of 1073?
What is up, everybody? So the second quarter is finally over. Another semester done, had a nice long break from all of school's worries and frustrations and projects. Who am I kidding? Everything's a mess. Will you please lower your noise level? I am attempting to figure out the murder of Roger Ackroyd, and I cannot do that with all of your screaming in my figurative ear. Sorry, Leslie. Wait, figurative? I am merely a figment of your imagination. I do not have a tangible ear. Oh, gotcha. And why the new scenery? The last location was adequate enough. A slight echo possibly, but it was a comfortable location. Additionally, I enjoyed my painting and I desire it back. While it was a nice place to talk out my feelings, after a reality check on how no one else can see you all my personality, this shouldn't be an argument. Captain America is the best Marvel character. How are we disagreeing when we're all the same person? I decided it was best that I moved to my room to solve these dilemmas. Well, why can't they see us? We can see them. Again, we are figments of Sarah's imagination. She can see us because we are in her mind, but no one else can because they are not in Sarah's head. Right. Anyways, did someone say imagination? Unfortunately. Oh, hey, Julie, I didn't expect you to, rise up right now. But you called me. No, I didn't. But I'm glad you're here. This problem is right up your alley. Huzzah! It's just, I'm freaking out about this monologue that I have to present after break, and it's really getting to me. Oh, relax, Sarah. There is nothing to be worried about. It is just a simple performance. But Julie, that's just it. It's a performance. I've never acted before, and the weight of this project, it could completely destroy my grade. Or even worse, I could make a complete fool out of myself. Sarah, please, if you are truly worried about doing well on this particular scripted assignment, then perhaps you need to work harder in preparing yourself for it. Trust me, I have had everything memorized for a while now, but I could very easily freeze or choke right before performing. Well then, if that is your biggest concern, then there is a very simple answer to your query. Really? Yes. Don't eat right before performing as to eliminate the fear of choking. Les, darling, I'm pretty sure she means messing up. Yeah. I thought you had flashcards for these sort of things. Oh, yes, I shall retrieve those from my room. You alright, Patty? Yeah, just freaking out about this too. Patty, we know you are Sarah's heart, and you want what is in your best interest for her. Trust me, we all want her to do well, but you don't have to be so dramatic about this. That's my job. Well, I guess you're right. Sarah, no matter what you do, we will always be there for you. Aw, thanks, guys. You're right. I'm already feeling better about this whole performance. Really? Whoa! Jeez, VA. I literally do this all the time. I did it, like, in the last episode. Never mind. VA, I'm finally feeling good about this whole thing. What do I have to worry about? Come on. Deep down, you know something will go wrong. You never acted before. You'll still most likely mess up, have everyone realize how terrible of an actress you are, waste their time, make them hate you even more. No! Really, Debbie Downer? You had to figure out? Well, what should I have said? You're going to do perfect, Sarah. Everything will work out for you in the end. It's my job to make sure she knows how bad things can get, princess. Excuse me, I am a queen! Now, VA, let's try and be a little bit more supportive. She's been freaking out about this ever since the monologue project started. Indeed, Sara has had decreased energy as well as increased anxiety and number of headaches since this started. Your power, VA, has skyrocketed since then, and she's been sleeping on an average of 33% less than before this whole ordeal. That doesn't sound good. It most certainly isn't. Your new sleeping habits of practicing until midnight or longer, then waking up at 6 a.m. to get to school, it is highly detrimental to your overall health and well-being. And how can you achieve any of your dreams if you are too tired to focus in a simple hour of class? Maybe this break will be good for you. A time to just relax and not worry about this project. Or it just gives you more time to think about every single possible way you could mess up. Come on, man. Actually, VA is not entirely wrong. Preposterous. Pardon? Patty! Please, quiet. As I was saying, there are numerous studies out there supporting the idea that thinking positively is the best way to achieve your goals. However, with how heightened your anxiety is about the monologue, perhaps instead of fighting these negative thoughts and creating a more distressing headspace in the process, Sarah should make a plan to better prepare herself for these possible flaws and setbacks. Right! Then VA can relax a little more and we can all get back to our normal lives. You all are part of my one life, Patty. Back to our old ways of helping you cope with much simpler tasks. Oh. Now, VA, what is the biggest thing that you are concerned about for this upcoming monologue? Well, that's hard to decide. The list is longer than a CVS receipt. Oh, I got one. You're afraid of choking or stumbling over your lines. That is merely fiction. There is no way words have a physical presence that one can stumble. Oh, you're speaking as a metaphor. I think I have this one. Understood. Yes, that is what I was thinking as well. VA, care to elaborate? Well, the teacher takes off a point every time you pause unnaturally or forget your lines. And with the amount of lines you have to memorize, you could completely fall apart at the seams. Well, yeah, I definitely do have that fear, VA. But, I mean, I have everything memorized down to the letter. There's no way that I would just completely forget the lines. Apologies, force of habit. Unfortunately, believing that you will never forget your lines is entirely untrue. Yeah, we heard you the first time, Specs. As I was saying, a hormone called cortisol, a steroid hormone, also known as your stress hormone, is released when you have a low blood glucose concentration, or when stressful times occur, such as when you see the number of people staring at you. This will increase your heart rate and blood pressure, making it even harder to recall past memories. Based on how long you have been stressing about this, it could lead to symptoms related to short-term memory loss. Oh boy. If you also add on your current sleeping habits, it would take an even greater deal of energy for you to recall all the information you need in order to perform adequately. Listening, Jules? Calm it down, you two. We need to get back on track. Let's not derail from the situation. Don't tell me that you just made a train pun. Why trains? Sorry, I guess I just lost my train of thought. Anyways, the best thing for you to do now, Sarah, is to get back into your optimal sleep schedule to help your mind remember your script instead of trying to remember what the teacher just said 5 minutes ago since you fell asleep in their class. Yeah, you're right. Of course I am. And to add on to your point, I can have a set time for myself to practice instead of scrambling late at night to cram in some time to rehearse. Wonderful! Now that's one less thing you have to worry about, VA. Are we done yet? Keep wishing on every shooting star, Miss Sing-A-Lot. There's still the grade itself. It could make or break your GPA. Well, then I don't think of it as a big project, but merely just another grade in the book. That way you would not be magnifying a grade that could easily be bounced out by another project that perhaps does not require you to jump around in front of your peers speaking of things you've never experienced. But I'm really putting myself out there in this performance. It's just so nerve-wracking to be so vulnerable. Well, kiddo, that is something you've been struggling with, especially with your extreme introvertedness. Is that even a word, Leslie? Whatever. The point is, maybe this will be a good thing for you. And if it'll help, try to pretend that nobody's there. You can really show your love for acting to people instead of us or your mirror. Sure. Yeah. Is something still bothering you, Sarah? Huh? Oh, no, you guys are making great points. You don't seem very happy about all of this. Are you sure there isn't something else? It's just... I'm not the only one who's freaking out about it. My friends are constantly in my ear wanting to practice, but they're all freaking out about it. I don't see a way that I can truly relax with all this stress radiating from my friends. Well, then perhaps you should get better friends. What? DWI, Sarah. They are hurting your physical and mental health. since middle school.
Liz, while I hate the idea of getting more friends, since that means more people I need to get used to, they aren't exactly part of the solution, are they, Patty?
But they've always helped out Sara when she needed help with homework or practicing. Why not do the same for them?
Because they're creating more stress in her already hectic life. I'm going to have to side with Patty on this one. Sara's friends encourage her to do well in school, and their assistance with assignments have helped her to achieve her dream of becoming a straight-A student, and they have pushed her to be less of an introvert. I can see both sides of it.
Sanders sides!
Oh, like Thomas Sanders. Well, more like Sarah sides. Who are you looking at? The audience, I think. An audience?
Hi, Internet!
Greetings, wonderful citizens. Sup? Are we surrounding the audience? This circle makes no logical sense whatsoever. Back to this discussion. I know that they've helped me in the past, but maybe this is just the break that I need to make sure that I'm well-rested, calm, and ready to give it my all. That's the spirit! But they could think that you don't need them anymore. This project is above all else, and that their friendship never really was that strong to begin with. But you had just agreed with Leslie Bottom Jr. that Sarah's friends were not helping her. Like I said, I'm here to tell Sara how bad things can get, no matter what choice she makes. Well, I'll explain myself and my stresses to them, and pretty much hope for the best. Hope for the best? You're gonna leave your friendship up to chance? VA, I can't control how other people are going to react. Sometimes you have to take risks. And if they think our friendship isn't as strong as they thought, then I'll explain to them what's really happening. If our friends are not very understanding about Sara's mental health and need for rest, then perhaps that friendship would not have lasted past this project in either circumstance. And who knows, maybe they were thinking of doing the same thing. It's gonna be okay, VA. I'm sure of it. Does any of this comfort you, VA?
Everything we're doing is to help you relax, kiddo. Do you feel okay?
Well, this does help a little, but there are so many downsides to this project that I'm afraid I'll ruin it for you. Oh, VA, you couldn't possibly ruin it for me. Sure, if I get a bad grade, I won't be happy. But not everything revolves around this one monologue. I can just work twice as hard on the next big project. And if you still feel badly about any of this, you can always come talk to us when you need to vent or calm down. Gee, thanks, guys.
Anything to help, V?
If it makes you feel any better, you two, just think of it like an ice skating performance. Possibly. When you go out to ice skate, you put your heart and soul into the music, metaphorically becoming one with the music. Because of this, you do not worry about the hundreds of people watching you, because you are in a state of calm. Perhaps if you think of this in an ice skating sense, you may not feel quite as anxious about this soliloquy.
What now?
Monologue. Why didn't you just say that? Are we done? Can we sink down now? The correct grammar is may we sink down now. May we?
As long as VA feels good about this.
I guess I do feel a little better.
Yay!
Fabulous!
Excellent.
Glad you're feeling better, VA. Whatever.
Alrighty then. Good luck, Sara. I think this deserves a second cookie.
Break a leg, Sara. May your performance be the best anyone has ever seen, except for Beyonce. She is royalty and no one can stop her. I wish you the best of luck on your monologue, but do not fracture your femur while performing. So, how do you feel, VA? Well, it's my job to worry about you, and I just don't want you to embarrass yourself. Well, all of us are worried about messing up, VA, but that's the fun of it, you know? Sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches, I guess. Well, if it helps you, if you do really well, or don't mess up too badly, then with how heightened I've been, it'll seem like a lifelong goal finally achieved. And after all this is over, I hope you feel a bit better. Thanks, VA. So long, Sara. Well,
If any of you are struggling with stage fright or are nervous about a big project, take some time for yourself to just relax. Whether that's reading a good book, singing your heart out alone in your room, and even just taking some deep breaths. Any of that will help you in the long run. Do whatever you need to do to make sure that you are ready for whatever the future holds. Your mental and physical health come first. Giving your health priority will help make sure you are better prepared for your project, performance, or simply your day ahead. And if nothing else, just know that your family, friends, and peers are all rooting for you. And so am I. Until next time, take it easy, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Peace out. Hey guys, sorry, no end credit scene this time, but I needed to make a few announcements. One, this is probably going to be the last episode of Sara Sides. I know that you guys were really excited about it, and thank you guys for your support on it. But next year is going to be extremely hectic with very little free time, so more than likely I won't be able to make another one. However, we are talking about having Elliot take over the series, but there will be more details about that in the future. 2, even though it looks like Sara Sides is going to be done, we are still doing group chats. It's a project that Elliot and I both do, and we love your guys' support on it, so we will continue to make it. And finally, thank you guys for your support on literally everything that we do. We did this project for fun, and you guys have just made it even more fun and gave us motivation to continue working on them. So thank you all so much. And until next time, take it easy, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Peace out.